Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is JEEVES, your host, and welcome to another episode of Drawn to Obscurity. Today, I'll be reviewing a film from the Canadian animation studio, Nelvana. Nelvana isn't exactly a well-known company, but if you were a kid in the 2000s, you've probably seen a few things they've worked on, as most of their work is based off of licensed kid-centered properties. Such works include Max and Ruby, Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, Franklin, and they've even lent a hand with video game-based shows like Kirby Right Back At Ya and Donkey Kong Country. Yes, that Donkey Kong Country. Since their first TV special, A Cosmic Christmas, they've been a pretty family-centered studio. But there was one movie by them that wasn't so family-friendly. In fact, a lot of the imagery was quite adult-themed. That movie was Rock and Roll. Rock and Roll was released in 1983 and was the first feature-length animated film by Nelvana, whose catalog thus far had only included television specials such as A Cosmic Christmas, The Devil and Daniel Mouse, and a segment of the Star Wars Christmas special. Oh, humble beginnings. Oh, and fun fact, Nelvana was actually one of the original companies offered to work on another music-based film, Heavy Metal, but they declined the offer as they wanted to focus more on their first feature film. Unfortunately, due allegedly to poor management, the film's adult themes, and a very limited release, the film was held to work on and also a box office flop to boot. Despite all of this, though, the film managed to make its way to the US via bootlegged VHS tapes and HBO, and has since managed to gain a cult following. So, was Nelvana's first feature film worth all the time and effort put into it? Well, let's find out. This is Rock and Roll. Alright, so the movie starts off rather appropriately, listing off the names of all the artists they've got. Cheap Trick, off to a good start already. Debbie Harry, Lou Reed, nice. With Iggy Pop. Wait a minute, with Iggy Pop? What the hell, he wasn't good enough to be a part of your main lineup? Oh, but forget about Iggy Pop, we've got a performance by Earth, Wind & Fire. Not sure what they have to do with rock, but who cares? As soon as the credits are done, we get a good chunk of exposition.
The war was over. The only survivors were street animals, dogs, cats, and rats. From them, a new race of mutants evolved. That was a long time ago.
At the dawn of furries. After all that, we see a futuristic limo cruising down the road. In the limo is Mock, who, according to the movie, is a legendary super rocker who has spent his recent retirement deciphering an ancient code to unlock a doorway to another dimension. Jesus Christ. That's why you shouldn't be a rock star, kids. Sex, drugs, and gateways to alternate dimensions. It's a slippery slope. But in order for this dimensional portal to open, Mock needs the perfect voice, so he goes out to scout for talent. And as luck would have it, talent happens to be in the very same venue he's headed to, in ohmTown, where we're introduced to our main characters, Angel and Omar. My god. What's up with his face? It's like the artist started going for a pretty boy look, but then exaggerated the nose on purpose because they thought it'd be funny. I mean, okay, in all fairness, everyone else in this movie more or less has cartoonish, exaggerated features. But still, those are the first two faces we see in this movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, Angel is smart, attractive, and serves as the keyboardist/singer of the band, and Omar is a 50s cool guy, calm, aloof, and handsome, I guess, and serves as a lead singer/guitarist. There's also Dizzy, the husky drummer, and Stretch, the second guitarist, and,
Magnetic force is slowing down my brain. Help.
Comic Relief. Don't worry, he's not too bad.
Come on, Stretch, snap out of it.
But I'm still not relaxed.
It'll be okay, you're just nervous. Take a deep breath.
Hey, it worked. I'm not nervous. I'm scared.
Luckily, these introductions don't last too long, and the band soon goes on stage, where we're treated to our first taste of 80s goodness.
In welcoming tonight's last act.
I don't care if I'm risking copyright infringement. This song must play. It's not YouTube, it's something else.
What happened?
We didn't even finish.
Give me just one good reason why you guys should finish.
How about this?
Scary face. No, seriously, what the hell was that? Well, apparently the old scary face routine works, and Omar starts to play again. However, Angel doesn't take too kindly to this, as she was promised that she could do her own song next, and so she decides to start playing hers anyway. Omar, being really friggin' offended by this for some reason, even though he agreed to it, decides to take off. But seeing how much of a dick move that was, the band keeps playing anyway. It's during this performance that Mock decides to sit and listen. He doesn't look too impressed, but then suddenly his ring starts to glow at the sound of Angel singing, meaning that he's found his perfect voice. I like how Mock starts clapping only after he's found what he's looking for. I honestly think you sound like shit, but you've got what I need.
I loved it! And so did a warm, personal, and influential friend of mine. Don't tell me. Who? Mark, the Magic Man!
Mark! Don't let him get us! He'll put a heck on me!
Hex, Stretch. Hex.
Ooh, two of them! That's even worse!
See, he's not that bad.
Fabuloso!
After the show, Omar, Dizzy, and Stretch go driving around where they talk about the band, dodge some cops, and pass by a poster for Mock's upcoming album, Rock and Rule is Here to Slay. Movie. Not even 80s cheese can save you from that bad of a title. After hanging out for a while, Omar leaves the guys and decides to drop in on Angel, who's out sulking over tonight's show.
Look it. Why don't you just leave me alone? You've already screwed things up enough for one night.
I just came to tell you, you were good. You were good.
Alright? God!
I guess I just want it all. Now.
I want everything too, Omar. It takes time.
Well, yeah, that, or, potentially a retired rock star who wants to see you as soon as possible. Potato. Despite Omar's reluctance, the band drives up to Mock's place the next day.
Thought you weren't coming up to Mock's, Omar.
I changed my mind.
He is in the car, isn't he? They get to Mock's mansion, where this tower of muscle answers the door. Omar, being the oh-so-cool guy he is, decides to go full-on John Bender on him.
Yeah?
We're here to see
Mark! Great to see ya!
Thanks,
Hey, Mark,
but,
baby, let's talk some final. What's the deal? Oh, hi! You must be Mark's brother. Like I said, let's bottom line it, Mark.
I'm not Mark!
You're not?
No.
Sorry. Mark!
This sarcastic ass routine goes on for a minute until one of the Muscle Brothers escorts all of them to where Mock is.
Make yourselves at home. Except you. You gonna apologize, rude boy?
I'm sorry. Dog breath.
Alright, Omar, if you're going to be this sitcom stereotype, we're gonna have to make this work.
I'm sorry. Dog breath.
This hilarious moment is cut short, however, when Mock literally bursts into the room.
Anyone want a beer? I'm Mock.
Hi.
In case you couldn't already tell by his appearance and that pronunciation of his name, Mock is as smug, arrogant, and full of himself as you can imagine. Mock formally introduces us to the Muscle Brothers, I mean Toad, Sleazy, and Zip, and then decides to creep it up with Angel.
You look even more beautiful in person than on stage. Let's talk about you. What did you think of my last album?
Ah, yes, let's talk about you. And your thoughts about me. In fact, if you could just start talking about only me, that'd be great. But before she can start kissing his ass, Omar chimes in to tell him that his last album sucked. He psychotically laughs it off, and gives the guys some weird orb things that get them mentally high, so he can talk to Angel in private.
None for me. I had one today. And,
However, Dizzy, being rather suspicious of the situation, sneaks off to find out where they went. We then see Mock leading Angel through a garden of sorts, where he explains why he summoned her.
You must remember that my last concert was not completely sold out.
So, it was still great. I was there.
Don't toy with me, Angel. I'll show them power. I can do it.
With you, Angel.
What about the rest of the band?
My contract has room for only one signature. Yours.
Upon hearing that she'd have to split with the band, Angel refuses the offer, which Mock isn't too happy about.
Accept my offer.
No, Mark. I couldn't leave them for anything.
Excuse me, are you not even fazed by the fact that you're in the friggin' Matrix right now? Oh no, wait, it's the 80s. The Grid?
I offer you everything.
No!
Too bad.
Oh, damn, alright then. Then, all of a sudden, Mock disappears, leaving Angel holding a flower. Little does she know that within the flower are tentacles. No, you pervert. Okay, I was thinking it too, but she's just knocked out. After that, we see that Dizzy is still looking for Angel, but Zip discovers him and escorts him out. Back to where we left Omar and Stretch, we see that the two are stoned and watching one of Mock's old music videos. That... Are you serious? This is from Mock, the legendary super rocker? Now, I'm no qualified music critic, but this sounds really friggin' lame. Earlier in the movie, it's explained that more and more people have stopped listening to him, and it's no wonder why. Look, it even killed these two, it was so bad. No, actually, they're just incredibly high. Two of the Muscle Brothers manage to throw them out with surprisingly no problem, and Dizzy quickly joins them not long after. He suspects something's up, but he's too late as Mock is already leaving with Angel in his blimp/mansion. Okay, that's really freaking cool and I want one. Dizzy, too distracted from being as awestruck as I am, fails to stop the car from moving downhill, and the three go speeding down into Ohmtown. They crash into a fountain, and the other two finally wake up.
I'm sorry. Oh no! This is my car! My voltage wagon! Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Hey, Stretch, dehydrate. What's going on? Where's Angel?
Angel's gone, Omar.
What?
There! Mock's taking you to New York!
I'm sorry, what was that?
Mock's taking you to New York!
You know, it may be a really dumb name, but it's just so hilariously cheesy it actually works.
She owes me a...
Owes you?
I mean, us. A personal explanation.
They no longer have a car to leave with, but luck is on their side when a police officer stops by. They steal his car, because you can just do that, I guess, and the three make their way to New York. What follows is a nicely done travel montage across highways and desert landscapes, and we even see this weird bridge made of light. It's all combined with a nice road trip tune that gets you pumped for the next scene, a nice unofficial intermission. They eventually make it to New York, but a guard stops them before they can enter the city.
Hey buddy, power blackout. City's closed. No admittance to unauthorized vehicular traffic.
Now you better get out of here, little ladies, before we start some trouble. Despite Omar's attempt to fool him, the guard still keeps them out. We then cut to the inside of New York, and it's exactly what you think it is. Gray skies, run-down buildings, a decaying Statue of Liberty, and shady people all around. That's not to say that it's bad, though. Quite the opposite. The imagery is beautiful and detailed, and it really convinces you that this is New York adapted for this new world. Somewhere, in what I can only assume is the better part of this city, we're brought back to Angel, who is being held in isolation.
Stuff it, Pinhead!
Who you calling Pinhead?
However, she's not as alone as the others think, as we see this muscle sister named Cinderella sneaking into the room.
They keep this place locked up tighter than a hummingbird's tweet. By the way, doll, who are you? Mock's new lady friend?
Mock's new lady friend? Yeah. Oh, but, hey, it don't make life any easier.
Cindy knows what you're talking about.
So, convinced that she's not a prisoner, but Mock's girlfriend, Cindy, oh god, the panty shots, Cindy decides to take Angel along for a little fun, aka a means of escape. She helps her up the air vent, and the two make their way out.
Let's go for
You know, there's just some things you never think you're going to see. Lo and behold, there it is. After that beautiful piece of animation, Angel crawls further into the vent and looks down an opening to see Mock working on his experiment.
I found the voice. I've got the girl.
I've got the touch, and I've got the power.
According to the key, the girl must sing this progression of musical notes. The vibrations of her voice will create a doorway through which the being will enter this dimension.
That's really friggin' stupid, but somehow awesome at the same time. But despite everything appearing to go perfectly to plan, there is indeed one way he can be stopped.
And then nothing can stop me.
Cliché, Mock. The being can be sent back by the magic of one voice, one heart, one song.
Magic? Gibberish garbage! Who is this person?
It's complete nonsense. No one can stop me. Yo, for real though, who can stop me? The computer searches, but Cindy calls Angel back before she can hear the answer. But the movie still lets us know.
But who is it?
No one. No one can send it back.
Well, that's a rather vague answer considering your seemingly vast knowledge, but okay. Anyway, to end the scene, there's a bunch of corporate/legal people telling Mock he's freaking insane, and he tells them to piss off. Cindy and Angel eventually make it out of the air vents, and the two hit the town. The movie then brings us to a tattoo parlor in the sketchier side of town, where our three guys are hanging out. Now I know what you may be thinking. Weren't they being kept out of the town not too long ago? Well, as Dizzy's Aunt Edith explains, by the way, yes, that's his aunt and you wouldn't know that without actively searching for that info, after failing to fool the cops, Omar simply tried to rush past the barricade, landing all of them in jail, after which Edith had to bail them out. It's something you likely wouldn't catch the first time watching, and though that usually means there was something clever, here it's just lazy exposition, honestly.
Okay, guys. I can't tell you much about Mock, but I can tell you about Cinderella.
Oh, are you gonna tuck us in, too?
Relax, Oscar. I was just beginning to like you, you little scumbag.
My feelings exactly, Edith.